The water is crystal clear. The location? A river about 10 miles from Osprey Island Lodge on Lake Clark, Alaska. The float plane dropped us off at the mouth of this meandering river. We motored up to some prime stretches for Arctic grayling and rainbow trout. This was early July, and in a few weeks, sockeye salmon would crowd the river. But for now, our guide for the day, his name was Bill, takes us up where he said the fishing is easy. You don't run into too many other fishermen up here, but when you do, if they look like this, you wait until they're done before you move through. This grizzly cub was cruising for salmon, but decided to leave when he saw us, and that was okay with me.
Mom's not around.
Doesn't this add a new dimension to fishing?
It happens all the time.
Cubs?
Well,
cubs.
This cub's been booted already.
Cubs are my least favorite of all bears because it means Mama's around.
Usually they're booted.
All the guides carry big bore handguns because Alaskan brown bears are strong and unpredictable. But we're not here to fight, we're here to fish.
So this is the rainbow grayling box, huh?
Yeah, I think we need something that's fairly weighted here. I think, let me take a look at the other side of
The other side,
box.
so these are what, mainly rainbow flies?
Yeah, we've
or?
got used some of these for salmon, for sockeye, and silvers. The rainbows are the muddlers, and some of these other marabou shiners. This is an egg-sucking leech, it's called. But they're all weighted because they've got to get down to the bottom.
Okay, we turn this around and...
Yeah, and on this side we've got some little jigs, and what I'm going to do is rig up a...
well, just your twister tail.
Exactly, yeah.
We're talking Midwest
We're talking
type
bass fishing, just
bass
about.
fishing, yeah. With the test. Now, what about these MEP spinners?
Those work really good for the rainbow out here, too.
But not for grayling?
Well, the real small, actually the best for the grayling is these little rooster tails in the grayling holes. On a real light line, and this one's rigged up with the
6 pounds?
6 pound test. And we've got 10 on the other one, which you almost need to hold the rainbows out in the faster water.
Bill ties on the same kinds of flies and spinners that we use back home, and the Alaskan fishing techniques aren't any different either. It's just a different setting.
Cast a little bit upstream, up above that rock, and just let it sort of sweep down.
How far out? Halfway?
Oh, 15 feet past the rock or so. Just before you get into the real fast current. And then as your line kind of sweeps down,
then
the grayling will usually hit it at about the bottom of the arc. That's if
where are the grayling lying? Are they? I mean, do they come a long
right on
ways
the bottom?
for it?
No, they don't come a long ways for it. If it sweeps by them, they're sort of territorial, and they'll have a little area that's their area.
Get it, it's like steelhead. You want to get it right in front of their nose.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So enough casts usually pays off.
Okay. About here?
Yeah, that's plenty far. Yeah, not much farther than that. And let it settle down a little bit, sort of let it. Yeah, and real slow retrieve. Just fast enough so that the spinner can work.
Grayling don't always hit the lure hard, as I found out after a few minutes of casting. I couldn't tell if I had a fish or if I was snagged on a piece of driftwood.
Another week it's going to be full of salmon in here. Got one?
Boy. I don't know. If I do, it's a very lethargic. No, I was just on the bottom, I guess. No, I got one. I do have one. Yeah. I don't know what the scoop was on that. It was just like a log. Doesn't seem to want to come up. It is? Yeah, well this doesn't seem to want to move. Oh, it's a fighter though. There it is near the surface. I can't tell. Yeah. Oh, a nice grayling. Oh, this is a riot.
Don't hold up the hand in your face now.
This I think is nicer than the other one. Oh, it's right down here. Right.
Get off?
No!
Okay.
Definitely not done.
This is the fish that Grayling, Michigan was named after. A fighter, good tasting in the pan, beautiful coloration with an unusual dorsal fin.
That's the neat thing about grayling. The fin there. Isn't that pretty? What a pretty fish. You try to be gentle with them. Right in the corner of the mouth. Oh, I can get it out. There we go. My friend the fish. Now if I can just unhook myself, I'll be in business. Oh, that was fun.
Soon after I released that grayling, Bill hooked into a nice rainbow.
Oh, he's a dandy. Probably gonna make a run here in a second as soon as he realizes he's hooked. There you go. Ooh, dandy. Oh, ho, ho, ho. Woo, woo. Oh boy. I can't help but get excited every one of these that I catch. I mean it.
The rainbow trout is the top-rated Alaskan game fish.
He's coming in. Look at the red on him. He hasn't jumped yet, but there he goes. Woo! Down in the backing.
On a fly rod, a rainbow's a handful.
Tell you what, they get out in that current and turn broadside, and you can't do a bloody thing to them.
For Alaskans who catch lots of salmon, rainbow trout are the real prize.
Uh-oh, he went right back to where that hole where I caught him, right behind that rock.
Uh-huh.
Oh,
Seems like you're gaining on him quite a bit.
I'm gaining on him somewhat, but he's not pooped yet. I want to be real careful releasing him down here. Looks like a nice male. Oh, that's a dandy.
We have rainbows and steelhead trout in the Great Lakes and lots of fishermen who specialize in catching
See the
them.
red on him
But
there?
I don't know if
Yeah,
there's a more thrilling way to catch a rainbow than up here in this crystal clear water.
Oh, beauty. I love it. Oh boy, that's a dandy big female.
Oh, yeah.
Rainbow trout are such a revered game fish in Alaska that all must be returned to the water. And usually, the fish gives you some help.
Right in the hook, right in the maxillary there. She's I wanted to hold her a little bit longer than that, but
That's okay.
she's free to go.
The purists love to fish for rainbows with a fly. Nothing fancy. The tackle isn't anything out of the ordinary. But you might guess I stuck with the fast action of grayling. Besides, we could cook them up for a shore lunch. And I'll tell you, fresh grayling, not even a half hour old, oh, wow. What memories I have from this one day. Sure, the sky was gray and it showered occasionally, but who could notice with grayling jumping at the end of my line, coming clear out of the water, time and time again. The memory, not only of the grayling, but of that beautiful rainbow trout. These are fishing stories. Nah, more than that. No, these are fishing dreams. The clear water, the mountains, the wildlife. I get the same kind of enjoyment fishing back home, but can you blame me for wanting to go back to Alaska again?